To me, enough is enough. They just wanna hurt us, bring us down, bring us down. Enough is enough. We won't let them hurt us, bring us down, bring us down. Enough is enough. You won't bring us down. Bring us down. Enough is enough. They just wanna hurt us. Bring us down. Bring us down. Enough is enough. We won't let them hurt us. Bring us down. Bring us down. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Is enough. Is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. They just wanna hurt us. Bring us down. Bring us down.
Hey guys, welcome back to Queen of the Indies Corner with another episode of Under the Ropes. I'm your host as always, the Queen of the Indies, Tiffany. And today, man, I'm getting like back to back with some like commentary going on here. So welcome my good friend Jack Solomon. How are ya?
I'm all right. How about you, Tiff?
I'm good. I'm glad that you're here so we can shoot the shit because I feel like there's plenty that we could talk about. So
Yeah, same area.
definitely. You're not too far. You're probably like, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes from me,
Yeah,
maybe?
probably around there.
Something
I
like
feel like
that.
that's most of Long Island. I feel like stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So, and it's funny. It's like me being in Queens and everything. Like, I'm not far. I'm probably like 10 minutes from like Long Island too, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, but guys, if you're new here to the Under Rope series, here I interview everything independent wrestling, whether it's wrestlers, promoters, commentary, backstage, refs. I got you covered. If you guys got questions for Jack, please feel free, drop them into the chat. I'm sure he'll be more than happy to answer all of your questions. So please share the stream. So I appreciate it. Hit that like button, all that stuff like that. So let's talk a little bit about you first. So it's like, I know you clearly. I've sat with you at shows. I've tweeted at you during
Right.
shows and everything like
Yeah.
that. But for like people who are not familiar with you, give them a little bit about you.
So I'm a commentator for a couple indies across New Jersey and New York. The commentator for Remarkable Wrestling out on Long Island, and then also for Expect the Unexpected, ETU, and ICW NHB as well. Those are my main three, and most recently started up with PWJ, Pro Wrestling Junkie. We got a show next weekend, and I'm excited to be part of that too, because it's, just crazy. The amount of
I know.
like talent and the production value is outrageous. It's been a lot of fun to work all those levels of the independents, at least right now.
This is amazing. Man, look at the chat blowing up. Alyssa's in the chat. Make sure you check out that interview. She was just on a couple of weeks ago.
I cameo by accident.
I love that. Akuru Kwan's in the chat. He goes, "This is the best interview ever, and we are on 7 seconds in." Yes.
He just likes the hat choice.
Ah, I see. See, we're promoting here. We're promoting. Desmond Cole's in the chat. He goes, "My dog. What's going on?"
What up,
love
bro?
it. I love it. Bougie's in here. What's up, Bougie? How are you? And then Struggs is in the chat. He goes, "Hello."
Shocker.
I
Shocker.
love it. So, yeah, let's dive on in a little bit. So, like I said, we had Alyssa on a couple of weeks ago. So, and she had a lot of great things to say about you. So, I guess we got to pay it forward back. So, talk about working with her.
She's a professional, like it's like obviously I've worked with Struggs, I've worked with Ron Nemi, I've worked with Dylan Hales and all of them, and they are legit greats of professional wrestling commentary. She is a legit trained broadcaster, and that is like a different level of like, oh, okay, there's things I can learn from you that's not just for wrestling. Like this is stuff for like if you want to go into sports commentary, if you want to do anything like that. She has that ability and like, the projection that she does, it's so effortless and she speaks so well. And there's not there's not ahs, it's just straight to the point. She knows exactly how to hook you and she's clear the whole time, which is what I struggle with a lot of the time. She's it's definitely been a big help into my evolution as a commentator, I think, is working with Alyssa. Definitely.
I love that. It's hard. It's hard to get back. I give you guys like mad props. And it's crazy because like people say like I sit behind this desk and I podcast and I've done commentary twice and I was like, this isn't for me, which is odd because I sit here and I do it at home and I'm chatting with you guys and everything. But for whatever reason, it's not like my cup of tea, you know? So I give you guys a lot of credit to sit here and do that, you know? So, but yeah, so let's talk a little bit, what you're doing behind, like, sit back, like you get to be like a fan, like sometimes like you're at the shows. I've been sat with you at shows and it's like, okay, like now I'm going to be like a fan. And then you have like guests like this where it's like, like people in the chat, it's like, okay, let me mess with you a little bit now that you're in, you're sitting like in the fan seat. It
is weird. Once you start doing like, once you start working with, within the wrestling community and then you're like you just show up, you don't tell them that you're coming, and then they come out of the crowd and they like make eye contact with you and they have a moment where they're like, ooh, I'm gonna laugh immediately for some reason just the second I see you. Like that's happened a lot where like he'll just like someone will come out and they'll see like me, Struggs, and like a bunch of our friends that they see all the place or whoever it is, and it'll just be like oh I can't be like a wrestler because you know who I am.
Yeah. But I've seen the play into it with you too. That like they just like mess
we'll
with
throw
you.
things.
What's like the most weirdest thing that's happened? Like as you like sitting in the fan seat, and like one of the wrestlers that you're very familiar with, that's like okay.
Tristan Kyle, I've known him since high school. Like we went to high school together. And he like did his whole intro, did like a body slam, and then he ran up to the ropes really hard and went, "How do you like that, Jack?" Like dead stared at me, and I was like, "What do you want me to say, man?"
I think it was funny because I think Struggles, reaction. He goes, "He called you out by name. He knows you."
I hung out with his brother. So we're friends.
I love that. It's so funny. Alyssa said, "Aw, shucks. Thank you, my friend. It's been so much fun working with you, and I appreciate you so much." Aw, I love that.
Yeah, we're expanding the ETU broadcast team now too because we just added Samira, and that's like we're our little group is like, I feel like we have the best like production of as far as like independence in New Jersey, all across the East Coast. Like we spend so much time on that, and having somebody like Alyssa and now a backstage correspondent like Samira, and then we have our photographers that do a great job and lighting people and everything like that. Like it's awesome that we have like our little team now. Like it really does feel like because when I went to in high school we did like television production, and it very much feels like that now, but with something I actually care about and not the weather. So, it's one of those things.
I love that for you. No, it's so great when you're doing something that you truly, truly enjoy. So, all right. So let's go here because me and Jack were talking about this in DMs yesterday. We were talking about the deathmatch scene, So, shout out to like ICW and stuff. And I was telling Jack that we were talking about Bronson, and I was talking about one of the students had asked me, what do you think about Bronson doing death matches? And I was like, okay, and again, no disrespect because I love deathmatch wrestling and everything like that. Like some people I feel like you could look at it and be like, you probably shouldn't be doing it or you don't need to do it. But then someone like Bronson, it's like he's just built for this.
Yeah, it seems like it works pretty well for him. Like the second he walks out, you're like, oh yeah. You're like you assume he's been doing it for a while.
Right, right.
And he took to it very, very quickly as well. Like I wasn't there for his initial like deathmatch debut. I was there the day before.
Mhm.
But when he was announced as like, oh, he's doing a death match at what was it? It was Cage of Death
Mhm.
or whatever
Yeah.
they call it now, Cage of Survival,
Mhm.
whatever they call it. Um, it was like as soon as they announced that, I was like, oh, he'll be good at that.
Yeah.
You know, he fits it. The brawling, all you got to do is add some of the weaponry. He's got the intensity that you need to like fight through it, and I don't think he would be necessarily like because there's a moment for a lot of people when they start doing death matches or their
Right.
first death match or something where like the blood really hits them for the
Right.
first time and they have like a shell shock moment. And I just didn't really see Bronson probably doing that.
I think it also kind of helped too that it's like he worked with Slate, you know, and I
Yeah.
feel like that kind of like helped too because at least it's like someone like you feel comfortable with. And I think through all the interviews that I've done, I've had the deathmatch wrestlers on. I've had wrestlers on that would like to dabble in deathmatch wrestling, you know, and there's always that like, well, if I'm going to do a deathmatch, like it has to be with this person that you feel like
Yeah.
comfortable. Matt Tremont was like one, I think what a lot of wrestlers had said, like, oh, if I'm going to do
Yeah.
one, it has to be with Matt Tremont.
Oh, if I'm gonna do one, it has to be with the goat. Yeah, no
Yes.
problem.
Because you just feel
Is that it? Yeah.
oh man, no, it's really crazy. So, but I always say, right, it's like an acquired taste because I know it's not, you know, it's not for everybody the deathmatch scene, and that's okay.
Yeah, we get the comments. Don't worry.
But the community, I mean, you got to talk about it from like your experience of like, you know, working like ICW, like, you know, how it is of being in that building and, you know, the electricness of like the fans and, you know, it's just, it's its own community.
Yeah, definitely. I think if I had to like put a word to it, it would be like the initial barrier that people kind of have of like I feel like when you start watching wrestling or you enter a new promotion, there's a level of like skepticism of like, this is this guy like for real or anything like that? He's like, is he trying to bullshit me? Obviously, you know, like with the whole deal with wrestling, but with deathmatch, I feel like that's just gone. Like you step into a deathmatch, and you know part of a deathmatch tournament, even with the chains now with ICW and HB, uh, it's just gone. Like
Yeah.
everyone understands the risk and they appreciate it immediately.
Mhm.
Like you start at a yes. You don't start at a maybe. You're not like, oh, let's see how this guy does. It starts at a you're starting good. Can you get to great, or you're gonna get knocked down?
Yeah.
So I think that initial skepticism is probably what makes it so like loving because like if you do well in deathmatch, they are your fans for life
Yeah.
essentially. Like they are very, very loyal and it's a community it really does feel like if you've ever been into like you know punk rock or something like that, like something where you're all together in a moment and it's all blood and iron and you know it's a very unique experience that I
Yeah.
think everyone together kind of becomes one at that moment.
You know, it's funny. It's like interesting. I think, and like it's just like as you're talking about this, I'm thinking about the time that ETU was at the H2O building, and then Landon Hale was part of the scramble, and it was like Landon
Oh
was
yeah.
getting cheered, and like they didn't know who Landon was, you know. So
Yeah.
it's like okay, so it's like, and then eventually they caught on, right, and they're like cheering
Yeah.
Landon, and what did he go like 25 minutes in this scramble, and. And then all of a sudden, who was it that came out? It was like deathmatch wrestler, and it's like boo Landon, and it was like
Well, but you're at H2O,
I
you know?
I'm like, dude, you're in a different element now.
Yeah.
You're the heel now.
You know. If you're at H2O and Matt Tremont or like
Mhm.
Brandon Kirk came out, you're it's not happening, you know? Whatever you were planning on doing, no,
Yeah,
not gonna work anymore.
I love that. Oh man. All right, let's see. I see more stuff in the chat. Groton chat says Jackie boy. Zach's in the chat. He goes, "Happy National Junk Food Day." Oh, is it Junk Food Day?
I just had a banana, so I'm doing bad.
Now you got to get something. Like anything particular for National Junk Food Day?
Diet Pepsi. I don't think that works.
I had a cookie earlier, chocolate chip cookie. That should count pretty much?
We had one.
So,
We had one yesterday at TNA. That
there
was
you
fun.
go. Alyssa says, were you always a deathmatch fan, or did doing commentary and working behind the scenes give you more of an appreciation for that? Ooh, I like that question.
So I got into wrestling pretty late, I would say, out of all people. Like I wasn't into it when I was like a little kid or anything like that. I got into it probably like end of middle school, things like that. And I whenever I get into something, I dive as deep as I can on it. And I started watching WWE and stuff, and then you move on, you start watching TNA, and then you get to the independents and you find clips of that, and then you get to Japan, Mexico, and things like that. And I was never like squeamish as far as that comes, and I was like, okay. So it's one of these situations. And I think the spectacle of it like captured me. So no, I don't think it was ever I think I've always been a fan of it. Yeah. Nobody had to convince me.
Love that. Mark Leslie's in chat says, looking forward to having Jack here in Scotland in September. It's going to be a wild weekend.
Yeah. It's two international tours. What am I?
It's awesome, though. Like, did you ever think that you'd be like traveling like this for wrestling?
No.
It's so amazing. Like,
It's very weird.
it's crazy. Japan and, Australia and like all these things. Like, and then we have the promotions out, on the other side that are like
Yeah.
coming here. And like even like them streaming on IWTV and stuff like that, like
Yeah, yeah.
Deathmatch Down Under, and then it's like WXW, like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's like yeah, it's really weird. I didn't even think I'd be traveling around like the country, to do all this. Like, I've gotten to go to Chicago multiple times, Chattanooga and Detroit just earlier this year, and it's been awesome. We're going to Boston next week. Like, it's pretty cool. I didn't think I would be able to do any of this. I've always wanted to travel. I love like, you know, seeing different places and meeting different people and things like that. And the fact that I get to do it on the back of wrestling is pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. So cool. I love that. Love that for you. So, I like this question that I asked Alyssa, so I'm going to ask you also this one. So, how do you handle criticism or negative feedback about your commentary?
I throw things mostly.
What kind of thing?
No. I kind of have an attitude. Maybe this isn't healthy. I kind of had an attitude of I ain't shit, which kind of keeps me like down, and so I'll have moments where I go, oh no, that was good.
Mm-hmm.
But then it doesn't stay of like I'm good. It just stays at like that was good. Let's do that again.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like mostly whenever I get a criticism, it's like, oh cool, keep that in mind for next time. And then if I corrected it, I go, all right, that was good. So it really just adds, I would say. Like I haven't gotten like crazy, and, like nobody's like ripped into me, which I think is good, but also maybe people are holding back a little bit. I'm not sure. There's definitely some things where like I'll go back and watch myself and be like, what are you fucking saying? Like, things like that, or I'm too low, things like that. But yeah, most of the criticism has been good. Like Alyssa told me, like first time we worked together, right after we finished, she was like, I noticed you don't really look at the screen when we have a screen, and it's like you should be calling that because that's what the audience sees.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that seems really obvious now that you fucking say that. It's like,
Bro was learning though.
yeah, it was one of those things. But like, with I think it was just a habit from NHB and from Remarkable because we don't usually have a screen, so I was just calling the action and basically hoping that Ray and Jimmy pick it up on time, or Richie. They do a great job, but sometimes they don't catch everything, or I'm focused on the wrong thing. You end up just trying to like feed with the crowd, and sometimes the crowd doesn't pick up what the audience at home sees.
Right. So, it's crazy. It's crazy. So the reason why he probably throws things is because he's a New Yorker. I throw things too. No. I did it before this pod. No, like
Sandals,
chanclas, all that stuff. Mark wants to know, how is struggles as a teacher? Ooh.
he sucks.
Oh,
No,
damn.
he is somebody that will. As I said, nobody really rips into me. He comes the closest, and
Mhm.
it's because he knows I can take it, and he knows that I'll go. Okay, I see what you mean.
Mhm.
Um, there are definitely times where he does a very good job. He'll go, you did this really well, and then he'll give me that, and then he'll go, and I think you should work on this,
Mhm.
and it'll go, oh, okay, and then my brain goes, oh, I was shit today, but thank you, you know. But you improve working with someone like that, especially it's too e it's sometimes it is too easy with him because I've known him for so long at this
Yeah.
point where we have a chemistry like we don't have to work on that at all.
Mhm.
And it was nice with Alyssa, like kind of just got it immediately.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think that's something that I do well is just being able to work with a variety of people. So,
And you get to work with a variety of promotions too, like Remarkable Wrestling. I feel like is another one that we have to give an honorable mention over here. So shout out to Kono, he's got great things going on. You had a bunch of people in the chat earlier. Talk to us a little bit about Remarkable Wrestling.
Remarkable's fun. It's basically like I consider like ETU and ICW my home promotions, but Remarkable is like closest geographically,
Hmm.
and it's like we're all Long Islanders, so we all kind of get it.
Right.
So it's like it's almost like having like a home promotion of just like, oh, cool, this is like where everyone from my area who loves wrestling ends up and does that. And the crowds, that building that we use for the Remarkable Wrestling School, it's little,
Hmm.
but the crowd is always hot. It's always packed out as much as it possibly can be, and everyone they love their guys over
Yeah.
there. Like I've gotten to call Motor City Machine Gun matches, and they don't give a shit that that's Alex Shelley in the ring. They want to see Big Boofa. They want to see Gabe. They want to see all their guys,
Yeah.
and that's awesome to see. Uh, so it's definitely a unique experience, and it also helped me understand with like helping with booking with ETU and stuff like that.
Yeah. I've been in that, like, where I've gone to, like, Remarkable and be standing outside and then people are bitching, like, who the fuck are these guys? And it's like,
Yeah.
Miracle Generation walks in, Brick City Boys walk in, and, like, they're going, who the fuck are these guys? We don't
Yeah.
fucking know that. And I'm like,
Yeah, and as like indie wrestling fans or just wrestling fans, you're like, he's fucking incredible. But
like,
they
I'm
don't
like,
care.
oh my God. It was like, they only know, like, that. They
They know
only know
Remarkable.
Remarkable, and that's
They
it.
know Remarkable. They know NYWC.
Yeah.
They know
And
those guys. That's it. Creative Pro. That's it.
It's interesting. So, just
Like they watch WWE and those three. That's it.
yes.
That's all they watch.
It's so interesting. I'm gonna shut my mouth and walk away right now before I go off with like just the knowledge of everything because I'm sick in the head with all the wrestling that I watch too. So it's like they don't know, but like I'll know stuff that even wrestlers have no idea. Like, oh, I never knew this wrestler, but I know this wrestler because you've been talking about this wrestler and everything
Right,
like that.
yeah.
So, it's really interesting. Tristan Ty now he switched to Tristan Ty in the chat and he goes, and who won that Motor City match?
It was great. I'm the only one that cared though, unfortunately, because the crowd was like, "Awesome, awesome! ATR, our boys are wrestling these guys."
Yeah.
Like it was mind blowing
Yeah.
to me. It was like ATR is wrestling one of the greatest tag
Yeah.
teams of all time, and the crowd could not care less about them. They were just like,
Yeah.
"Let's watch ATR win against these bums."
The
It's crazy.
the three-way tag too with them and Miracle Generation too was like crazy. So and Tristan Ty yelled at me too because I felt bad and I was cheering for Dustin and I got yelled at. I'm sorry. I was like, all my favorites. I was like, nobody was cheering for Miracle Generation but me. I'm fine. I'm on the shit list now, seriously. So, all right. So let's pay it forward. Obviously, like I do this podcast. I'm always putting on new names on here, but you pay it forward. Who are some names that you feel that people should be paying attention to?
Well, our guys that we mentioned, uh, Desmond Cole, Gabe Sky, Guru Kwan, those guys are remarkable. A lot of the remarkable guys are like underrated because they're just not really getting out as much as they probably should. It does it feels like they just need like the right audience and then they'll start to break out a little bit. Like I think when we got A Game Joseph Alexander on ETU and then it's like all right, cool, more people see him because he's good. I don't think people don't need to, a strong knowledge of wrestling to see that he's good. Like
Hmm.
you immediately like him. He's passionate and everything like that. His look is great. And then, you know, he works at ETU a little bit, then he starts getting out more in the New York scene. He goes out to Limitless and then does all that. And now he had like a 7-0 streak at Wrestling
And
Open
open.
and stuff like that. So, you get guys like that. People that we like. We just did our show with a guy named Devious Cass. I thought
Hmm.
he was really good. He's like 18, like
Crazy.
ridiculous,
Yeah.
and he's going to be very good.
Hmm.
So, buy now, sell later.
Yeah.
Uh, there's a couple guys.
There's a lot.
There's
Did you
so
watch
many.
the SCI? Did you watch Future Showcase?
Well, Future Showcase I didn't get to, but
Okay.
I started watching the first night. I mean, Dylan's got a great eye for talent.
Yeah.
I know, I knew that.
Yeah.
So it's like, you watch some of those early like SCIs and you're like, oh, he knew exactly who was going to be the future of wrestling at this
Yeah.
point. Like it's crazy. The lineups that he put together.
Hmm.
He's like the only it's like him and DPW are the only places that are consistently putting Adam Priest on TV,
Hmm. Hmm.
which is like, come on, man. That's easy. That's easy money.
Book Adam Priest more here. Say this, like, come on. It's like the perfect freaking heel. It's crazy. So, but I love that too because he was like even like a remarkable, and I think like again when we were talking about the fans have no idea. I think even when like he came up with Culture Inc.
Yeah.
and nobody knew who they were, but
Yeah.
I loved watching them set in the crowd. Like off.
Yeah.
Like Adam just knew how to set the crowd off. Culture Inc. was just like messing with some of the fans. Like they were loving it. Like
Yeah. I mean, Culture Inc. Like I think it with crowds like that, it's like the athleticism gets you really far. And if you're somebody like Eli,
yeah,
where you're like, oh, he just jumped 19 feet in the air, like, that's gonna get anybody. You don't
right.
really need to know them that well, but
Yeah.
yeah, they're so good, man. It's awesome to see them. There's so many good tag teams now.
Ah, there's so much. There's so much. I need to see like more of the crisscross here, right? Like, and I talk about it with
Yeah.
like a lot of wrestlers that I'd love to see more of like the West Coast come here, or vice versa. Like I would love to see
Yeah.
North versus South, or like East versus West, or whatever. There's so much. There's so much
Yeah.
talent out there. So.
I was watching a ton of West Coast Pro a few years ago, and
Mhm.
it's just like it sucked because I was like, oh, now I'm really invested in guys I'm never gonna see.
Yeah.
Like basically because they don't make it over there. Like I want like we got Titus over here and stuff
Hmm.
like that. We
Hmm.
managed to get him there for that match with Marcus, which was awesome. But you get guys I really liked Levi Shapiro. You get to St. Louis Anarchy. I'll get to them in a second. But
Hmm.
it was like, but it's like you start watching West Coast Pro and you're like, oh, I want to see Royce Isaacs over here.
Yeah.
I want to see Jordan Cruz, who I really like,
Hmm.
over here and stuff like that. And he's basically just stuck in that little area. And you're like, come on, he's good enough that you can get him out. He looks TV ready. How is he not over here? Whatever.
Yeah.
But St.
Crazy.
Louis Anarchy, like, those guys, you're like, come on, they get over here. Now they got Ken Broadway. That's not what I wanted. I wanted them to come over here. And they
Yeah.
keep Ken.
But you guys been
Sucks.
getting Conan Lycan over here, and it's like I've been on the Conan train years ago. I think I had Conan on like 4 years ago on the
Mm,
podcast, and like nobody knew who he was. And then it was like when he started popping back up over here between like Limitless and ETU, and I was like, yes. I was like, I
yeah.
love that for him. I was like, because there were so many like wrestlers tweeting, they're like, oh, you're back over here in like the New Jersey, New York, whatever. Like they're like, all right, let's hit this match going,
Yeah.
whatever. So.
Literally, when we found out like where he was,
Hmm.
it was like a, you're telling me he's that close. What's wrong with him? Like we had a moment where we're like, what's wrong with him? What are we missing? Is he an asshole? He's not. Like
Yeah.
it's like he's a great dude, really, really good wrestler,
Yeah.
works hard, great look, great pedigree. Why is he not everywhere?
Yeah.
And we still don't really have an answer to that question. We're just happy that he's in our area, really. You
That's
know?
great. I think we get like a lot of oversaturation of kind of like the same matches going from promotion to promotion to promotion, but Me, like I always talk about this, like I feel like sometimes, yes, like I like seeing sometimes like maybe like a best of seven or something like that, but at the same time too, there's so much great talent all over the place. You know,
Hmm.
like I don't want to fall into that stale moment,
Yeah, of course.
you know. And I think that there's always stuff that people can learn from each other.
Hmm.
So bring more people around. Like I love it. I love it. So good question that I feel like I was thinking about this before and I think this is like a good one. In your opinion, what's a good match? Let's do both. Let's do maybe like
Okay.
an old school match and maybe something like current or whatever, like an indie match that you would recommend is a really good tape study.
How old school are we talking?
However you want.
Okay. Because I know Struggs is gonna be like, that's not old. My first thought was like ROH, and then
Okay.
I'm like, I could go to the '70s. I just, yeah,
Whatever you want, whatever you think
yeah.
like a good recommendation, because right, I see wrestlers all the time. They're like, oh, you know, what's a good match for tape study, or they should be doing tape study or whatever. But I feel
Hmm.
like you would also have like great knowledge for this.
I'm gonna go Nigel McGuinness, Bryan Danielson is my first thought. I think it's a great example of how to absolutely drag out and crush like suffocating selling an injury.
Mhm.
Because like obviously in hindsight we know that McGuinness was actually fucked up,
Mhm.
like really like hurting all over,
Mhm.
but he makes every single thing that happens in that match feel like, there's nails under there's pins under your nails.
Right.
It's like everything in that match, and Danielson like milks it so well, even when he's like in the beginning where he's like, I don't want to hurt you, and then McGuinness smacks him and goes for his eye and says like, nah, fuck you, go for it. And it's like that whole match is just such a great example of like just it's like it like there's high-paced action in it, but it's a lot of just we're on the ground and I'm screaming
Mhm.
basically. And it's such a good match. I think more people need to do that. Like it there needs to be less of the I punch your knee 3 times and I'm gonna like hold it every once in a while and that's about it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, Um current match? Ugh, there's some good ones. Um I really like Santana and Yamato from our Dragon Gate show that we did.
Mhm.
Uh because there's a moment in it where they're kind of going back and forth a little bit, like, trading holds and everything like that. And then Santana just smacks the fucking taste out of his mouth, and you watch them both kind of fire each other up.
Mhm.
And I don't really know if you can like study and take something from that, but I think having that moment of like a click
Mhm.
is useful for a lot of wrestlers because the second he did it, everyone in the room went, like things are about to change. Like like me and Jay on commentary were like immediately when he did it. So there's a
Uh,
couple stuff like that, and then just quick to throw one in
sure.
because I wanted to just talk about it with the St. Louis Anarchy.
Mhm.
When during COVID, I was watching a lot of it,
Mhm.
and it was middle of the Jeremy Wyatt Heritage title reign.
Mhm.
That reign needs to be studied because it was incredible. It was like 500 days and nothing felt boring. Like it's so hard to do that. And it's like everything he did was amazing. Like he did 60-minute Iron Man matches, and I hate those, and
Yeah.
that was great.
Oof. Really, really good stuff. Ooh, maybe one day we'll have Dragon Gate again, you know, with VTU. That was great. That was such a great show. Definitely. So let me see. Let me give love more in this chat. Good cop, bad cops in the chat. What's up? Mark says Danielson versus Kenta would please struggles, I feel.
He might have been there for it.
Maybe. Maybe.
What I send, we talk about like ROH in our group chat or something,
Hmm.
and if it's from New York or like the surrounding area, he'll just go, "I was there for this," and I'll be like,
It's like the little
"Everything." No.
the little dig.
He was like,
Ooh.
he was like, who I saw? Your favorite wrestler versus your second favorite
Yeah.
wrestler in the Hammerstein Ballroom. Like, oh, great, thanks.
Love that. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share. If you're watching this later, definitely leave me some comments of what you think of matches that are perfect for a tape study and everything like that. So we got about 50 people watching us right now. Thank you so much. KG's in the chat. He says the GOAT. Mark says
Thanks, KG.
the ETU Dragon Gate show was insane. Feel so lucky to have been there for it. Love that. So let's do some of these fan tweets that we got here. So Quan, aka Tristan Ty, I feel like I'm always gonna call him Tristan Ty. It's just it is what it is. Just he goes. So the first question is, why are you one of the best play-by-plays ever?
I'm not.
Just take it. Just take it. He's like, I'm
Me? All right. I appreciate it. He knows that.
He said, the second question is, why is Above the Rest so feared? People don't want to book us against their champs. Ooh, yes.
I mean, you kind of embarrass people because it's yeah, you're not as well known as all these other tag teams, and then that's the thing. Okay, that's something that Kono does really well that he needs credit for. Mm-hmm. All of his students are solid to great.
Yeah.
It's you have I'll just say Tristan now. Tristan, Gabe, Bufa. Yeah. Those three show up in your promotion and you don't know who they are. You'd be like, oh, wrestling is not that hard because they are incredibly good at it. Yeah. And I've never heard of them before. It is ridiculous. ATR are like that. They'll get in there with a tag team that's super local to the area. Everyone knows that they're good and they'll go, well, who the hell are these guys?
Yeah.
I'll go back to Quan. Quan's striking is just a different level to most people. I always say this on commentary, but he is one of those people where you watch him throw a kick and you go, oh, that's what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah.
It's him, Mike Bailey, Makowski, a few people. It's not that it's really not that many people that can throw a kick properly in wrestling. He is one of them, and he does it so fast that you're like, I don't know what happened. But he's on the ground now, and I understand. So, it probably that, Gabe is outrageously polished for his age and his experience level.
Crazy.
Ridiculous.
There's so many crazy matches, but though, can we talk about the cage match that happened at Remarkable, the 5-on-5? It's still one of my favorite matches that happened at Remarkable. Kodo was in it, and Miracle Jen was in it, and Ken Broadway. Oh, yeah. Oh my god. If you haven't watched this, go back and go watch this match because beautiful.
They're always doing crazy stuff that you're I don't expect a small indie to be doing this. They put the first elimination chamber on the independents together, and we're doing it again apparently. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I think we need more trios matches. I know Wrestling Open just kind of had a thing going on, but I feel ATR should have been part of that. I'm sad that Fight Life had to cancel that because I was really looking forward to the trios tournament. So I think we need more of that because I think there's so many trios.
We always talk about doing a trios tournament because we're big Chikara guys, where it's King of Trios and even Lucha Libre and stuff like that. The multi tags are so cool, but it's so many people to book. It's so many people, and it's so hard to get everyone because one person cancels and it ruins the tag team. It's just one of those things. So it's tough. It gave you a sense of, oh, that's why people aren't doing this more.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what Power Pro Lucha is doing soon with that because I want to see how that works out.
Yeah.
Who works out with it.
You got to book a year in advance. You know, that's just what it is. Okay, we're gonna start one year in advance.
Nobody get hurt for a year, please.
Yeah, please. No, none of that. So, Tristan Ty says, answer the question. And he goes, Fight Life was scared too.
I thought I answered it. The ATR question, I answered it.
Maybe because you went down to Florida and then everybody started wanting to book you that you were in New York. I feel like that's probably the answer.
You out in buttfuck Florida with your beautiful wife and daughter and your big dog. Fucking left us in the dust.
Come back, Toto. Come back. Pretty much. All right, so next fan tweets from Graham. He says, with King Solomon being known for his wisdom, what wrestling wisdom can Jack Solomon share with the upcoming wrestlers to start them on their wrestling career? Ooh.
I was thrown off immediately by the King Solomon comment.
We have fun here on this podcast.
I see. I was just not ready for it to get biblical. It was what's a good piece of advice? I'm always confused why wrestlers want advice from me because I'm not a wrestler.
Uh-huh.
I guess looking over it and watching a lot of wrestling is helpful, but a lot of times like when I first started at Remarkable and I truly was not shit. A bunch of them were like, "What did you think? What can I improve?" And I was like, "You're the one that was in the match, man." You know?
Yeah.
Things like that. But it was like you start like picking up stuff. I was like, okay, well I'll just answer what would I like to see and things like that. So I would say, get the basics down, like absolutely perfect. I think it's definitely a case of, do everything by the book and then figure out what you can break, and then use that to your advantage. Watch a lot of things, take what you want, but don't make it obvious. And things like that. And then it's like, I'm not going to tell you the normal answers of get better gear, get in better shape. That's what everyone says. That's the non-answer you get from everybody.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ty, Quan, whatever he goes. The question that you wanted, he said that you didn't answer is, why are you the best play-by-play game?
I give a shit.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
My job as a commentator is to make sure that everyone in the ring looks good, and you understand that. If you are confused and you don't know what you're about to do, I have to make sense of it. That's my job, and I understood that quickly. I would say that's it. That's all I got for you on why I think. Because I think some people jump at the commentary booth and they're like, I'm going to be funny and talk about what's happening in the ring. I have a goal in mind, and my goal is you need to look good. And we have a story to tell. That's what we tell.
Love that. Love that. Okay, we have another fan tweet. This one's from Good Cop, Bad Cop. He goes, with Jack Sullivan being an anagram of Lack Mojo's son, which male wrestler are you calling out as they don't have that certain mojo? There you go. Get your shovel. That you were talking about.
Oh, yeah. I got a berry. Mojo? I mean, how do you answer this? How would you answer this? Where would you start?
This was a question for me. This is a question for you.
What was the question specifically? What male wrestler?
Why are you being sexist, Good Cop, Bad Cop?
I can't give Mojo advice to the women, I guess. Nah, I got nothing. I don't know where to start with it.
Good Cop, Bad Cop likes to stir the pot here. Then Struggle said, "Don't do it. No burying." Like, yeah, don't burying. It was just.
His one rule was don't embarrass us.
Yes, no.
And I went, okay. That's not what I said actually, but whatever.
All right. So we have another fan tweet from Mike. He says, "What's the most unusual talent that you have?" Ooh.
I had no friends when I was a kid, so I learned how to do a lot of like voices and dumb sounds, which I think has worked out for me in this field. That's probably it. I don't, we do like figure out accents and stuff like that. I'm into like linguistics and stuff, so figuring out how like languages work and things like that. So I try to do stuff like that. I don't know. I don't really think this is
something like.
Oh, that's a trap. No. Absolutely not.
Now you're gonna get fans like running up to you, but like I want to know, like, give it to me, but like I
I
heard
don't
it. It's
I don't
nothing.
have like a weird finger thing I can do
Okay.
for like that answer. That's usually what it
Oh, you don't
is.
mean that not the the A game thing that we were
Oh
watching
yeah.
on the pod?
I completely forgot to acknowledge it
I was like,
to you.
damn. I was like, I told him, I was like, do not forget to do that. And then A game forgot twice. Like,
Of course, he does it on our show, right?
like it. Yeah, A game was on Twitch and he was watching various matches. What was it, Mr. Presidente, or whatever? Where was this
Oh,
match? Where?
that one? Oh yeah, we were
Yeah,
watching like that. We were watching like bad wrestling.
yeah.
It was somewhere in Illinois. It was like a gym in Illinois or something.
And like we had
And
no
there was
idea who
a
this guy was. And then we found out his name was like Mr. Presidente or something like that, right? He was like
yeah,
a
and he kept
valet.
pointing.
Yeah, he just kept going like this.
Oh no! Oh, that was it. It was
Where's the
he
beach?
like yeah, he walked over and like his guy like put his arms up so that he just went like this.
Hmm.
And Joe was like, what is he doing? He just kept doing it. And which way's the beach?
He lost it. It was like, where's the beach? Where's the beach? Strug says, do the Bobby Banks.
Oh, but Bobby has a very unique inflection. Because when he's announcing, he sounds very southern. We made a joke that he sounds like he kind of sounds like Gordon Soley or whatever it was. And he has that. But then when he's like talking to you,
Hmm.
uh, Bobby is like a professional speaker. Like that's what he does for work. Like
Hmm.
he'll give presentations and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So he speaks very well, which is very foreign to somebody like me who ums and ahs a lot. So when he speaks to you in full, complete thoughts and sentences. And I remember after No Holds Barred, where the Christmas one, where Mick Foley came out for Tarazep, my bad. He went, he went, uh, he went, Jack Solomon, I need you to confirm something to me. Maybe my eyes were deceiving me, but I believe that I saw the hardcore icon, Mick Foley, in an NHB ring. We were like, yeah, Bob. Like, you certainly did see him. But he will speak to you in complete thoughts, and it's such a foreign concept for most people. So it's like you're like, oh wow, he was ready with that. Like, were you planning that the entire time? Nope, that's just how his brain works.
Love that. He's doing amazing things. We're seeing him all over. I love it. I love the pink suit and everything. So shout out to
Love
Bob.
Bob.
He's doing great stuff over there. Grot in the chat says, do the Terry Funk impression.
Oh, it was just the oh you bastard, like just that. Anytime anytime we watch a Terry Funk match, like I just think about him like talking his way through every match,
Mhm.
like in that Jerry Lawler match where he's it's like the empty arena and he's just like yelling the entire time.
Right.
And Jerry Lawler is like, I feel like he's just trying to make Jerry laugh and it's just not happening. Where he'll just be like, "Oh, my eye," just stuff like that. It's great. I love Terry
that.
Funk.
Grant says, love that, Terry. Thank you. ETU Struggle says, brilliant. Oh, no. Mark says, brilliant. ETU says, thanks. Alyssa says, that's an excellent Bobby Banks observation.
It's what he does. I'm around him a lot, for better or for worse.
Love that. I love that. We got like 70 people watching us, over 70. Thank you guys so much for, hitting the like button and all the shares. I see all the shares going on too.
I'm a draw, brother.
Yes, love that. Do you have any pre-show rituals?
I have a lot of drinks usually. It's
What-
like
What
I
you
don't drink. I don't like I have no alcohol or anything.
Mhm,
That's just not my thing. But I'll usually drink like 3 water bottles of Gatorade, like two sodas over the course of like an entire show.
Mhm.
Like where and then at the end of the show I'll be like, I am so you need to get out of my way or I am going to piss myself, like that kind of shit.
So Gatorade needs to sponsor ETU. Cough, cough.
I drink way too much Gatorade.
So,
Probably in a bad way.
Gatorade. What's up?
I'll take Powerade. I'll take Propel,
There you
whatever it
go.
is. Just
There you
send the
go.
bag. Mail the
Uh,
check.
Good Cop Bad Cop said that you tapped out on the
I
question.
did. I did. I have no
You're
idea how
a,
to answer that question.
you're a little shit stirrer. Good Cop Bad Cop. So, just saying. I have two final questions for you. If anybody else has anything, please drop them into the chat. So we're like halfway done with 2025. What are some goals you would like to hit this year?
Um, I don't know if I want to start soon or if I'm gonna wait until the year. But I want to expand what promotions I'm doing. I want to, like make a proper graphic and set up an email and everything like that so I can start like getting out there um myself. And also I want to start streaming, which is definitely something I just need to start doing. Like it's all basically there. I'm probably just gonna like, talk and watch matches and things like that, just things that I want to do. Um, Probably give me an excuse to watch more wrestling that I want to watch, and then we'll just be around for people. So things like that. Those are the two main ones, I think. Other than that, it's just I think I'm punching well above my weight to begin with, so I might as well keep the momentum going.
Love that. Definitely, definitely love that. So we're gonna end with my infamous wrestling with positivity. Love this for the podcast. So, is there anything that you can share with us? Something that maybe like you've done for a wrestler, maybe a wrestler's done for you, maybe a fan's done for you, or maybe something that you've done for a fan. Anything that we wouldn't know unless you share the story.
Um, Boy, the longer this goes, the more of a piece of shit I am, huh? Uh,
This is a good thing.
I know. I'm just thinking about like, oh, it shouldn't take you this long to think of something.
Because there's usually so much stuff that it kind of like throws you off guard, but there's so many amazing stories that people have shared
Yeah.
on this pod.
Hmm. Um, it wa During one of the ICW shows, I had just gone through like a really rough couple of months. Like both of my grandparents had passed away and my dog had passed away, like in a pretty quick succession. And I didn't really make a ton of that public, but when I got to the NHB show in Chicago, uh, a lot of the wrestlers had like heard it through some way or whatever, and really like they made me feel welcome. They shared their experiences of having those losses. Like it was really weird having like you had like the guys that I figured would like they're always happy to like give you like a pep talk or something like that. Like obviously I knew Struggs would reach out and all my friends and things like that. But then you had like Tommy Vendetta and Malcolm reaching out, and I fucking Darren McCarty wished me a happy birthday, and it was like unprompted. That was weird. I had a hockey legend that knew my birthday unprompted, which was cool. And it really like tightened that like family bond that I think like it's much more than just like stating that deathmatch wrestling is family, that we look after each other. Like it's very much real outside of the stuff that gets advertised. Like when we did that little moment for Jeff Cannonball at last show, that was 100% real. We were not like, oh, we're going to get this moment out there just for charity. Like we needed it as much as we felt like it would help Jeff, like spreading his GoFundMe and things like that, helping with trying to help with family expenses, and just keeping his fucking head up,
Yeah.
like it's a really rough thing to go through, especially after like my grandmother kind of went through a similar situation where it was like before it's going to happen,
Mhm.
and it's just really rough. So having that, like the people around you that are there to lift you up and not try to mourn you before you're gone, was something that we thought was very important, and I still do. So all the charity stuff for that, I think, you
Love
know.
that. There's so much that people don't even realize what goes on like behind the scenes or like during, and it really is a community wrestling, and we talk about it like even like all over the world, right? And there's like people that you haven't even met or you do come across and everything, and it's special, the world of
Yep.
wrestling. and I'm totally here for it. So thank you for sharing that. Love that. Love that. So so let's talk about what you got coming up, so people can come see
Yeah.
you, bother you, maybe like hashtag tweet at you and stuff. Where's the beach?
We already do the in between cleanup podcast for NHP.
Yeah.
So just add it to everything. Why not?
Yeah, so we have some flyers up here. We got the ICW World Tour coming up here. It's great. We got ICW's back, full blown,
Yeah.
pretty much going on here. So, and if
Yeah.
you haven't watched the latest ICW, it's on IWTV.
Yeah.
So,
Return to the Heart Ballroom. I thought it was a great show.
oh man, it was like so packed. Like we like watch it back, and I'm like, oh my god. I was like, look how crazy. Like,
Yeah.
it's awesome. Like took a little break from ICW, and now full blown. And now, like you said, you're going up to Boston soon.
Yeah, Boston, and we got Scotland, and then Chattanooga. I think that's all the ones listed. And then we just came back from Japan, so
Crazy.
it's been awesome.
Crazy. How was Japan? We didn't even really get to talk about that.
It was awesome. It's always been a goal to like go over there, and ever since I started doing commentary, I wanted to do it over there. And there was like a little bit of a fear of like, once I'm over there and doing it, you're like, oh, well, I have no more goals to accomplish, and it just kind of made me like, no, I got other shit I want to do now. Like once you go over, like I want to come back and I want to do it this way. I want to call other things besides ICW, and over there it's you just get more goals. Like it's 100% true, that thing they say where they're like, once you go, you just plan your next trip. So
It's so cool. I was living through your guys' photos and stuff, like
Oh, yeah.
Shug's photos and everything, and like see you guys like in front of places and taking photos and everything. Like, how cool!
I
is
did
that?
like that first post where I did like the first 2 days wrap up, and then I completely forgot to do it because I was just doing stuff.
You were living in the moment,
I was, yeah.
and that's how you should be. You should
Put the
live in-
phones down, guys.
Yeah, live in the moment. Like really, like take it all in. I think nobody really does that anymore. It's like, oh, I gotta get this picture. I gotta get this. So
Yeah.
So is it this Sunday's PWJ Pro Wrestling Junkies at the Mecca in New Jersey? So that's on Hot Spots, right? Yeah, Hot Spots.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so you could definitely check that out. And
That's gonna be fun.
This is a stacked card.
Yeah.
So it really is a stacked card. Like,
They were both nuts. This last show was nuts, and then this show is also nuts. So
Man.
it's like, I guess this is a pattern now.
hey, we're here for it. We're all loving the indies right now. So, and then Remarkable Wrestling we got coming up.
Yep.
So that's really
Uncensored.
love that definitely. So definitely go check out that building. Everything. That's the day after my birthday. I might have to like pop on in. So yeah. So tell everybody where they can follow you. If they're not following you, right, they should be following you. So, but if they're not,
Iron Jack Solomon on everything except for X, Instagram. Except for X, which is Jack Solomon ETU.
definitely. I have all those links in the description below, so you can like hit that. Is there anything that you want to share that we haven't covered on this pod? I mean, we went really thorough.
Oh, we got ETU coming up in September. There was no poster announced for it yet. I believe we're putting the finishing touches on it right now, but it's ETU plus the Killionaires Club. I Really Mean It, September 28th, also at the Mecca.
Perfect. So make sure you guys are following ETU, and make sure you're following Remarkable Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Junkies, ICW. Man, support independent wrestling. There's so much of it. I love it. Anything else you want to touch base on?
I think that covers it. I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely, it was fun. I think everybody who's been in this chat, who's give shares, likes, I see like the TikToks going on, and everybody into the chat. There's like almost 90 people watching us live right now, so I appreciate each one of you. If you guys are watching this later, leave me a comment. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. So make sure you're following Jack, and I will be back next week with Richard Holiday. So we got the Narcissist show coming up too. It's gonna be crazy. That's another stacked card coming up. It's crazy. Wrestling, it's the best time. So, but anyway, guys, you know the drill. Stay safe, support independent wrestling. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night.